I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter if you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter if you're the toughest to the weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube videos, or not. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter if you light-skinned or dark-skinned. I still greet all you all with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today happened to be October the 22nd, 2019, the time being 7:47 a.m. I'm finna take you on a little tour of Charleston, Missouri, starting from my house across the street from this, what they say called the, still a sign been up for almost 15, 20 years, Charleston, Missouri police substation, which is one of the things in the 23 years that I've been down here. It's probably been closed for about 20 years. Or a little bit less, or maybe more. But I'm gonna take you a tour of what's going on in Charleston, Missouri, what they done built here, and what they done closed up. That was one of the things that's closed up is in the black community on the west side of Charleston, Missouri, which is 702 Vine Street here in Charleston, Missouri. I'm gonna take you a tour and show you some of the things that they done built, you know, and just give you a general idea that the census said that Charleston, Missouri is made up of 51% blacks. 51% blacks now. I think it's 47% white. And we're just gonna show you some of the things that's been built and maybe even remodeled. This is one thing here. This is the, no, I'm not gonna even get off of it. I'm gonna get to the other things first and then maybe come back to the other ones. Charleston, Missouri. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me see which street I'm gonna take down. I think I'll take this street down here. Williams Street, that used to be called Elm Street, but they named it Williams. According to some of the organizations, the new NAACP president here in Charleston, Missouri, and I believe some of the people at the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center said Cy Williams was a slave here in Charleston, Missouri. I yet to be able to find anything dealing with this slave. We are on Commercial Street in Williams. Okay, we finna go down to something else new that was built here in Charleston, Missouri. Some of y'all can guess where I'm going to. Okay, it's gonna be over here to our left. This is the Mississippi County Detention Center here in Charleston, Missouri, or the jail. It's newly built here. I'm gonna take you down. One of the people that work there seen me filming. They'll probably go inform them that Raymond Lewis Ivy filming again, which is a right we have to do. People, the newspapers, they show one side of things, and you know, there's no person show the other sides of things. This is another thing that was newly built since the 23 years I've been down here. It's the Mississippi County Courthouse here in Charleston, Missouri. Okay, if you see this here, right here, this is the Charleston, Missouri City Hall and police department, fire department. This is up under construction right now, you know, maybe for the second time. Okay, we're gonna go around the corner. If you see this little carport thing, let me see if we can get it. Did I get it? Yeah, the carport thing, that's newly built. They said to keep the snow off the cars. This is the newly built fire department here in Charleston, Missouri. Let me let you know that it's only one black police on the Charleston. This is the back parking lot. It's being remodeled. There's only one black police on the police department. He's been on there for about 20-something years, a sergeant. They said he was grandfathered in. If he grandfathered in, that means he hasn't got the education that a police officer supposed to have to be on the force. I don't know if that's legal or not, but the certain things that I showed you, they under construction, or they was open once upon a time and then closed, or they was newly built. You're seeing two newly built things so far, and at the sheriff's department, I don't believe there's any black deputies that I know of. Since I've been down here, I think there was one black deputy. He was a lieutenant once upon a time on the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. Then he went to the sheriff's department. Then he left there. I think he just retired. But I want to try to show you just a few things here in Charleston, Missouri that, you know, to give people not really in Charleston, Missouri, because, you know, most people, if not all, they know what's here in Charleston, Missouri, and some people don't really care of what's going on or who's working there. But so far, like I said, with the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, one black. You done had a few blacks that worked there, but they quit, and you wonder why. You done had a lot of whites there that quit. I'm talking about good people, and you would wonder why. But you know, all you have to do is read the local newspapers and see who's being honored in the newspapers. And then when you see them being honored for what, then you would wonder why they're being honored. You know, to be honored as a Charleston, Missouri police officer, or being an officer, period, at the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. When you're in the newspaper being honored, you can believe you done did some type of corruption, done set some type of black up, or you done harassed the very few blacks that stand up against injustice. And I can show you paperwork on anybody that's been in the newspaper. You know, where I'm taking you now is a newly built probation and parole office. This building right here. Since I've been down there 23 years, there's been two parole officers, and both of them is gone. One of them was a female. I think she just left either this year, the beginning of this year, or I think the beginning of this year. And then it was a black guy, real good black guy. They grew up in Southeast Missouri, and he happened to have been my parole officer when I came down here in '96 from Illinois. I had another one that was my parole officer, but me and him wasn't seeing eye to eye. And, you know, when I see racism, which I did, I tend to try to get away from it. And, I was a CPR instructor and an EMT instructor when I left the Illinois prison. I taught inside and outside in Southern Illinois and in Northern Illinois. This particular parole officer that I had when I first came down, he was saying, why do I want to be in the medical field when I done had a manslaughter of murders? And that ain't his job. His job is to try to help me find something. And I told him I'd rather go on back to prison and finish my parole than to put up with what he doing. And then they gave me a black guy, real good black brother, you know what I mean, who couldn't put up with these people himself. I'm not saying all of them is bad down here, but this was an educated brother. And he left, but before he left, he made sure he got me assigned to a female that would treat me right. She's still a probation officer, but she's not here no more. She's in Cape. Then when they put me on 2 years probation for something that I shouldn't have been on 2 years probation for back in 2016, I was assigned to a female that treated me like I was a human being. When other people tried to get me violated, she didn't violate me because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm doing what I'm doing now. I have a right to video. I have a right to a First and a Fourth 10th Amendment rights. But a lot of people don't feel that you should have it. Some people say because you don't live here, you wasn't raised here. You wasn't born and raised in Charleston, Missouri. I don't have to be born and raised in Charleston, Missouri to be a man. You see what I'm saying? If I was in Europe, if I was in Russia, you see what I'm saying? If I want to do something that I know that's legal, I'm gonna do it. But anyway, I'm gonna take you to another thing that was built here. You seen so far everything that I was showing you. It was either jails, the Mississippi County Jail, also known as the detention center, the police station, used to be sub police station. You notice that's closed down in the black neighborhood. The courthouse, the old one, it mysteriously burnt down. But it's just something I just want to show you. Because in the 23 years I've been down here, I have seen nothing built constructive for our black children. You see what I'm saying? The only thing that I done seen built for our black children or being up under construction is the jails, in the police stations. They are being the parole officers. You got to look at the percentage of people in these places. Now, all them places I showed you, the courthouse, the police station, you go there first to be arrested. Then you go to the courthouse to get you a bond. Then you go to the detention center or the county jail. And when you are found guilty, whether you unjustly or justly found guilty, I'm going to show you where you go. All of this here is right here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. All of this is here in Mississippi County. You see this place over there? You can see it. Barbed wire, fence, farmland. Almost like back in slavery again, just modernized slavery. I want you to take a look. I don't know who operates this here, don't really too much care, but I want you to get a look and see what's the name of this place here. You see what that says? Southeast Correctional Center. This is the penitentiary. I'm gonna leave you at that. This is part 1 of Charleston, Missouri.